platform. Dear all, you all know well that Dharwad Katte started organizing programs during the time when the whole world was crushed under the terrific attack of COVID pandemic. In order to serve the human minds through literature and culture, Dharwad Katte started organizing various programs on language, culture, nation, nationalism, and so on. In this connection, Dharwad Katte started one more interesting series on revisiting ancient Indian dynasties. Today, we have with us Professor Battu Satyanarayana, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Central University of Karnataka, and today's resource person, Professor Alok Shrotriya, Director of Academics, Indira Gandhi National Tribal University, Madhya Pradesh, Professor Basavaraj P. Donur, Honorary President, Dharwad Katte, Dharwad, Director of Academics, Central University of Karnataka, Kalaburgi. I welcome all the dignitaries. Please welcome, sir. I also welcome all the audience, members Dharwad Katte, and our media persons who are making it possible to reach all the events to you. Welcome you all. Dear all, one of the bad impacts of the British education is it taught us to belittle ourselves and develop a distaste for ourselves, our culture, and civilization. To think that we have started learning things only after the 18th century was one of the false notions we acquired as a result of English education. Similarly, we were told that we were not a nation and nationalism were the gifts of the British. The objectives of these special lectures today is to prove that the ancient Indian kings had their own distinct concept of nation and nationalism. The Katte, which is committed to nationalism, has arranged these special lectures to reinforce nation and nationalism as an Indian phenomena, not a westernized concept. Once again, I welcome you all, and I request Professor Battu Satyanarayana, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Central University of Karnataka, to inaugurate the series symbolically and address the gathering. Sir, please.
So, good evening to everyone. Professor Basavaraj Donor, the President of the Dharwad Katte, Professor Alok Shrotriya ji, the Director of Academics, Indira Gandhi National Tribal University, Amarkanta, the other organizing members of the Dharwad Katte, including the Prakash Balaikai, and the invitees, participants, and members of the Dharwad Katte. I am very happy to assert myself for this inaugural function of the series of lectures on the revisiting ancient Indian dynasties. Now, today, this is the Gupta dynasty. In the past, the India is a very old civilized society, and we should know what was in India before independence, was there in our dynasties. Whatever is good, we should take it. If it is not good, we need not support it. So there are many things which are not known to us. Only whatever in the school, wherever the history starts, mainly about this Mohammedans and Mughals and Britishers. And the Indian history, the past, whatever ancient Indian history, what is the culture, everything is not updated, not taught to us. We have forgotten. We thought that only our history is only this 1,000 years only, and and we are only hearing what is the Nalanda, what is Takashila, what is the Vallabi. Like this, many universities which were existed in India even before the advent of this civilization throughout the world. The Nalanda University was that is burnt by the Bhaktiar Khilji, and that was burned for several months. At that time, many people, students, teachers, everyone was killed, and that was the history. Why that was happened? What happened? Even if we go through history, means only not the kings. Here in the during the history, what was our science, how our agriculture, how our the living conditions of our people. So what are uh, the every other things we should also how this is civilized. We should we should revisit to the ancient Indian history particularly. Recently, in our Central University of Karnataka, we have conducted one day seminar on the Mithakshari. No one knows about this Mithakshari, and that is the foundation for the this now the Hindu laws which are now implementing, and that is throughout the country now that Mithakshari is implemented in the form of Hindu laws, and no one knows. This is written only in the Kalaburgi, nearby the Martan village, nearby 10 kilometers away from the Kalaburgi. That is about 30 kilometers away from our central city. So this is the importance of that our law. That is when there is no law in other civilized country. So far, so-called civilized societies, we have good laws, and we do not know what is the past. All these things should be known to everyone. Even Aryabhatta, who invented about this geocentric theory, where the earth was round, everything is the proposed how the earth and revolving around sun, and what is the distance between the earth and sun. All these, what are the other, that is the Jupiter or Saturn, everything, the satellites, everything were by that is predicted by our people. Planet, every the planet they are described about planet, everything that was very advanced stage at that time. Varamira, we can see Susruta, the first surgeon in the world, but only the other countries are recognizing their importance and their contributions, but we have forgotten because we are not taught in the nowhere, either in the schools or even historians, even those who are completing the MA and doing PhD, they are mostly concentrating more on this recent Indian history, that is British India or this Mohammedans or Mughals, after this advent of this Mughals and Mohammedans, not before that. And if you see when we go to the south, we can see many sculptures, many temples where they are constructed by the in ancient our kingdoms, like Chanikyas, Solas, Rashtrakutas, and many. And no one knows about this one. Very little knows. And this history also it is described very little. And this, at least particularly in the south, this because of the less attacks by the foreigners, only always the attacks takes place in at the Rajasthan in the borders of the country, and by the time they come here, that takes a very long time. So like that, this lot of peace established in the south. That's why there was a lot of development in the south. Even if we can take the irrigation tanks even today, which were constructed by the Kakatiyas. So how the importance is given to the irrigation. Even today, we are witnessing in the Warangal, Orugallu, that is in the Kakatiya dynasty, where that Pakala, that is one is Ramappa, where these irrigation tanks, even today they are uh, providing the water to the irrigation. And those are the responsible for the discharging of the groundwater. Very small, not big dams like now, which are constructed across the rivers, and also that is disturbing the ecosystem. But those days, the irrigation tanks were constructed. Many were constructed. We can see in most of the areas of the south, where the water is stored, where that really discharging the groundwater, and that is preventing the depletion of groundwater. Now, in the name of the development of cities, we are destroying those small tanks, ponds, and that is leading to the again depletion of the groundwater, and that is also disturbing the ecosystem. Where our ancient people have preserved many of these things in the past. So we need to know such things through our history. That's why it is essential to revisit our ancient Indian history and what are the things which are prevailed in those days, what are the good conditions are prevailed. We should take those and we should uh, we try to again revisit those which are sometimes while in the society some bad things also entered and which we should not be that is again follow that one. Those which are not good we should we should discard, which are good we should follow it, and it is a time to protect our tradition, our culture, our nation. Then only we can go forward. History is always important to give some direction to our future. So therefore we should not ignore the history. History is very very important. For that, again, Dharwad Katti for organizing this series of lectures. I'm really appreciating and congratulating the Dharwad Katti for taking up this series of lectures. I hope the people will, all the members will appreciate about these programs, and definitely our resource persons definitely they will give a lot of input on this, which we do not know in the so far. So with this, I once again congratulate and for associating myself with this inaugural function. Thank you.
and guiding us. Dear all, the series will continue for more than 6 lectures. Today, the first session will begin with Professor Alok Shrotriya. Before I hand over the platform to Professor Alok Shrotriya, let me give a small brief note about Professor Alok Shrotriya. Professor Alok Shrotriya is serving as Dean Academics and Professor of Ancient Indian History, Culture, and Archaeology in Indira Gandhi National Tribal University, Amarkantak, Madhya Pradesh. In spite of presenting scholarly articles, writing books on various aspects of history and archaeology, Professor Shrotriya has carried out explorations of Indian and Chinese sites on historical and archaeological interest and brought to light variegated material pertaining to arts, architecture, and archaeology. His very recent book on Buddhist architecture in China elucidates origin, development, and ramification of Chinese architectural edifices. He has been awarded Chinese government scholarship in 2005-6 for the study of Buddhist architecture in China. The selection was made by Ministry of SRD, Government of India under Indo-Chinese Cultural Exchange Program. During his stay in China, he successfully completed 1 year Chinese language course for from Nanjing University and also secured a HSK certificate for proficiency in the Chinese language from Beijing Language and Culture University. He has done extensive fieldwork in China for the study of Buddhist architecture. Such a renowned scholar is with us. It's our pleasure. I will once again welcome Professor Alok Shrotriya and hand over the platform to Professor Alok Shrotriya. He is going to deliver his talk on the Gupta dynasty. Sir, please.
Thank you, Prakash ji. Thank you very much for inviting me on this platform. I would like to know that how much time is given to me to speak.
Sir, the talk will continue for 60 minutes, followed by President Dharwad Katte's remark, a few observations for 10 minutes, followed by question, answers, and discussion for about 15 minutes.
Thank you, Prakash ji. Thank you very much. Thank you. So, most respected Vice Chancellor of Central University of Karnataka, Professor Battu Satyanarayan ji, Honorary President of Dharwad Katte, Professor Basavaraj Donurji. We have a long association with Professor Donur and we have worked together in Indira Gandhi National Tribal University. And I'm very happy to see you on the platform. Digitally, we are meeting and we are expecting you in IGNTU whenever get an opportunity. And I also love to visit Central University of Karnataka. However, on this digital platform, I'm very happy to see all my good friends and Dr. Prakash Valmiki, who is conducting the session, Mrs. Vijay Lakshmi Dannareddy, the organizing secretary of the program, Mr. Shivraj Sannamani ji, Shri Basaya Swami ji, Shri Sangmesh ji, and other scholars who are associated with Dharwad Katte. Ellarigu namaskara. Sabhi ko bahut bahut namaskar. Good evening. Today we are going to discuss a very relevant topic on Gupta dynasty. As our learned Vice Chancellor, Professor Bhattu Satyanarayan has said that very less has been given to us about our ancient Indian heritage, our glorious past, our dynasties. We know about the British rule, about the Sultanate dynasties, about Mughal dynasties. Much emphasis has been given in the school education. But what was our golden age? What was the classical age? What the advancement in the field of literature, art, architecture, physics, chemistry, medicine, education held in the past has not been incorporated as a detailed manner for the young generation. It is a pertaining very relevant that Dharwad Katti is organizing such a valuable series for our young generation. In the series, you already have an idea about the most famous dynasties of ancient Indian history. You all know that how the civilization has started in India, how was the Stone Age, how was the Chalcolithic Age, and Indus Valley civilization has been expanded in the India, Pakistan, Afghanistan, and most of the subcontinent. So we have a long tradition, long history, long heritage, and we all have witnessed this glorious past. Our young generation should know about our ancient Indian history, culture, archaeology, heritage, and the legacy we are continuing from our ancient past. Gupta dynasty, about which we are discussing today. It is a very glorious dynasty, and Gupta period is known as the classical age, glorious age, a age of golden period. That is why it is known as the golden period of ancient Indian history. We all know that Chandragupta Maurya has established a big empire in the Mauryan dynasty. Earlier, you may have studied or attended some lectures on the Mauryan dynasty. So Chandragupta Maurya was a ruler, thereafter Bindusar was there, and thereafter Ashoka was there. So in the Mauryan dynasty, from Afghanistan to Mysore, and from Bengal to Gujarat, one big empire under the Mauryas. Today, we are discussing about the Gupta dynasty. The disappearance of the Mauryas from the political map of India saw the emergence of many indigenous and foreign rulers in India. We know about them in North India, South India, and ruled over them nearly 5 centuries. Kushanas dominated the north, whereas the Satavahanas and the Andhras dominated in the southern part of Narmada River. The eclipse of Kushanas in North India and the Satavahanas in the Deccan in the 3rd century CE ushered in a period of political disintegration. It paved the way for the emergence of a big dynasty thereafter. Some several new small dynasties were there, but in the situation of this disintegration in the 3rd century CE, after the Mauryas, we see Guptas who realized the political unification of North India and covered much of the Indian subcontinent. We will learn about them in this lecture. The Gupta age was considered to be the second glorious epoch in the annals of ancient India. This age is marked by the starting of developments in the field of medicine, as our Vice Chancellor was saying earlier, that Sushrut or the Kalidas literature, art, architecture, starting of the temples, and patronage to Vaishnavism, Hinduism, Shaivism, Shaktism, Buddhism was given on much extent area by these Gupta rulers. So Gupta dynasty was acclaimed by historians as the period of classical age or the golden age. Civilizations were described as a golden age when virtually every manifestation of life reached a peak of excellence. We will see in the Gupta age how it is. Today we are discussing about the political dynasties, but the cultural aspect is much wider. If we see in the field of literature, in the field of medicine, in the field of art, in the field of architecture, in the field of music, in the field of drama, in each and every field during the period of Guptas, there is a every manifestation of life reached a peak of excellence. Normally, this concept were utilized by various historians and how it was in the cultural phenomena. We will also discuss about an outline of the political history of Gupta Empire. It is a very informative history about the Gupta Empire, and Guptas have established an empire in the North India, and they have made matrimonial relationship with the rulers of South India too. There was a linkage between Guptas and Vakatakas, Guptas and Kadambas. So I will discuss in the course of time. First of all, what the Gupta dynasty is. The earliest time is 319 Common Era. 319 AD is considered as the beginning of the Gupta era. And from 319 to 550, 550 CE, this is the span of Gupta dynasty. It is known as the classical age of Indian history. After the Kushanas, there were several small dynasties. In the northeast, we can see Kushanas were there. In the western part of our country, Shakas were there, and several republican states were ruling inside the North Indian area. So, how can we learn about the Gupta dynasty? Number one is, what are the sources to know about the Guptas? If we want to rewrite the history of Guptas, now whatever the account written by the British historians, other historians who have not given much importance to the ancient dynasties. So, if we want to rewrite the history of the Guptas, what are the sources we need? First of all, the literature. Vayu Puran, Vishnu Puran, and Brahmand Puran. These three Puranas are very important to know about the history of Guptas. As we know, what is Puranas? Sargascha Pratisargascha Vansho Manvantarani cha Vanshanucharitacheva Puranam Panchalakshanam. According to this, Puran have a part of Vansh and Vanshanucharit, the genealogy of the rishis and genealogy of the kings. So, if we want to write and rewrite the history of Guptas, we have to see about the Vishnu Puran, Vayu Puran, and Brahmand Puran. These three Puranas are very important to know about the history of Guptas. If we want to rewrite the history of Guptas, then we have to see Devi Chandraguptam. Devi Chandraguptam was a play written by Vishakhadat in the Gupta era. Apart from that, it is also considered and taken that Kalidas was living in the Gupta period. So Meghdut, Abhigyan Shakuntalam, Kumar Sambhavam, Raghuvansham, all the Malvikagnimitravam, all these texts were written in the Gupta Empire. So if we want to know about the essence of Gupta dynasty, society, culture, religion, philosophy, socio-economic, religious condition of that area, our literary friends are also there. So we have to look into the text of Kalidas, Vishakhadat, Shudrak's Mritchkatikam. It was also written in Sanskrit. So Mritchkatikam is also regarded as a text which was written in the period of Guptas. Vatsayan's Kama Sutra is also written in the same period. 64 art forms, 64 kalaएं, all these 64 art forms have been written in Kama Sutra. Apart from that, Vishnu Dharmottar Puran has also been written in the Gupta period. Our young scholars can take these topics for their PhD degree. In the Vishnu Dharmottar Purana, we know about the architecture, sculpture, and the paintings. If someone wants to research on the ancient architectural norms, sculptures, how to be made, and apart from that, if we want to know about the 6 limbs of paintings, we have to see Vishnu Dharmottar Puran. So Vayu Puran, Vishnu Puran, Brahmand Puran, Vishnu Dharmottar Puran, Devi Chandraguptam, Kalidas literature, Mritchkatikam, Kama Sutra, these texts are very important to know about the history and culture of Gupta dynasty. A Chinese pilgrim, Fayan, has visited in Indian subcontinent. In the Gupta dynasty, he has visited several places in North India. So, if we want to know about the culture and condition of the northern India during the Guptas, we have to see the account of Fayan. I visited China for 2 years and I also visited so many sites there. So about the Fayan's place, Rensang's place, I visited those pagodas and temples. But it is interesting to note that Fayan and Rensang have visited our country and left some account about the history of their contemporary dynasties. Fayan has written, they have not mentioned the name of the king. They have mentioned Baladitya's name and other names in the symbolic manner. So Fayan's account is useful for Gupta Empire, when Rensang's account is useful for the Vardhan dynasty, Harshvardhan's account. So here we are discussing about the sources first. Literary sources, various Puranas I have already discussed. Other secular literature like Mritchkatikam, Devi Chandraguptam, Kama Sutra, and different texts of the Kalidas. Apart from that, archaeological sources are available. Various archaeological sources are available for the Gupta dynasty. First thing is inscriptions. We have inscriptions of Samudragupta. Samudragupta's Prayag Prashasti is there. Prayag inscription of Samudragupta. Udaygiri inscription of Chandragupta II. Mandsaur inscription of time of Kumargupta. Kahom, Jitli, and Junagadh inscription are available of Iskandragupta. So all these inscriptions are available to know about the history of Guptas. Now, these texts have been written in the Sanskrit language. If you know about the continuity between Kannada, Sanskrit, if you will see the inscriptions, you will have an idea about the text which has been given in the Gupta inscriptions. Gupta Sammat is mentioned there. So these are the sources which are useful to know about the Gupta dynasty. Now I am coming to the origin of the Guptas. Who were they? They were Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, or any other caste or group. It is not clear. There is so many things, but they have patronized the Hinduism, Shaivism, Buddhism. So there are some arguments that they were the Brahmanas, they are Kshatriyas, they have conducted several Ashwamedh Yagyas. So it is regarded they belong to the Brahman or Kshatriya group. So this is there, and they have patronized the religion which is depicted in the Puranas. And the compilation of different Puranas is attributed to the Gupta dynasty. Vishnu Puran says, Anu Gangam Prayagam Cha Saketam Magdha Istata Etan Janpadan Sarvan Bhokshante Gupta Vanshajah. From Vayu Puran, from Vishnu Puran, from Brahmand Puran, we have an idea about the territory of Guptas in the earlier age. We have an idea that Anu Gangam Prayagam Cha Saketam Magdha Istara Etan Janpadan Sarvan Bhokshante Gupta Vanshajah. The earliest man was Gupta. His name is known from the Prayag Prashasti too. Maharaj Shri Gupta Prapotrasya, Maharaj Shri Ghatotkach Gupta Pautrasya, Maharaja Dhiraj Shri Chandraguptasya, Lichavi Dohitvasya, Mahadevyam Kumar Devyam Utpannasya, Maharaja Dhiraj Shri Samudraguptasya. This genealogy is found in Prayag inscription. It is known to us with the help of Puranas and with the help of inscriptions. We know about the genealogy of the Guptas. From the Puranas, we know that Anu Gangam Prayagam Cha Saketam Magdha Istra Etan Janpadan Sarvan Bhokshante Gupta Vanshajah. It is written in Sanskrit that Gupta descendants were ruling in the area of Ganga, Prayag, Saket. It is the area of present day Uttar Pradesh. So it is evident that they have started their rule in eastern and western UP. What is the present day Prayagraj, earlier known as Allahabad, Ayodhya, which is known as Saket in the earliest time, and the territory near the Ganga Yamuna. So this was the area from where they have started their rule. This was the initiation of the Gupta dynasty. So in the 275 CE, 275 AD or 275 CE, it is said that one person was there. He was known as Gupta, and his name is mentioned with the title Maharaj. Maharaj Gupta. He has started ruling over the area in the eastern or western UP near Allahabad, Prayagraj, near Saket, Ayodhya, and near Ganga Yamuna Delta. So, this was the initiation of the dynasty we know from the Puranas and the inscriptions. How it has been developed? It is a matter that Gupta was a small ruler of a small territory. Thereafter, we know about Ghatotkach. Ghatotkach Gupta was the another ruler. The second ruler of the dynasty was Ghatotkach Gupta. Ghatotkach Gupta was also a small ruler, and his title is known as महाराज श्री घटोत्कच गुप्त. इसके बारे में भी हमको पता चलता है. इन द पूना कॉपर प्लेट एंड विद्धपुर कॉपर प्लेट, श्री घटोत्कच गुप्त इज मेंशन्ड एज आदिराज, द अर्लियर king of this dynasty. So we know that number one ruler was Gupta, on which name this genealogy is going is Gupta dynasty. Gupta was there. Thereafter, Ghatotkach Gupta was there. And the third one was a big ruler, which is known as Chandragupta. It is different from Chandragupta Maurya. You have to be cautious about the genealogy. Chandragupta Maurya was the ruler of Mauryan dynasty. This is another Chandragupta. He was a ruler of the Gupta dynasty. His name was Chandragupta, and title known from the inscription is Maharaja Dhiraj Chandragupta. His known is Maharaja Dhiraj Chandragupta. So he was a big king. What was the area? We already know from the Puranas that Anugangam Prayagam cha Saketam Magdha Istata Etan Janpadan Sarvan Bhokshante Gupta Vanshja. गुप्त के वंशज इन इलाकों पर राज्य कर रहे थे. So we know about the Chandragupta. How this Chandragupta has gained the power? It is very interesting. I am not showing any PPT here, but you will. I will show some photographs, some coins, some inscriptions of this Gupta ruler in the later half. So first of all, I am telling you that the powerful ruler of this dynasty, who has given a strong foundation to this dynasty, was Chandragupta first. Chandragupta first has made matrimonial relationship with the Lichavi dynasty. Lichavi was a republican state ruling in the Vaishali, present day Vaishali of Bihar, in the Muzaffarpur district. Basar is a village in present day Bihar. So Lichavi dynasty was a very reputed dynasty of ancient India. Chandragupta made matrimonial relationship and married to a Lichavi princess named Kumar Devi. Chandragupta got married with Kumar Devi. How we know about that? One coin has been found. I am sharing here the coin. You can see the window I am going to share, so you will have an idea about the dynasty, which is the Gupta dynasty, and they have issued very interesting gold coins. I am going to show you one gold coin, and you will get an idea that how these gold coins have been issued by this dynasty. It is very important here. So you can see here some coins I am sharing. Is it visible to you? I am showing some coins. So Chandragupta first has issued coin of Chandragupta Kumar Devi type. Here you can see marriage type coins. Here you can see that the king is standing and queen in his right side. So king and queen are standing in the obverse of this coin, and the a word is there inside the hand of the king, Chandra. It is written in the Brahmi script of Gupta period. Those who are acquainted with the Brahmi, they can read on the coin, Chandra is written. It is Chandra, and the title is also there. And in the reverse part, you can see a deity sitting on lion. It is like a Durga, a deity on the lion depicted. And one inscription you can read here in the Brahmi script,
Sir,
Lichavaya.
can you please move the slide? Sir, you are in the last slide. You are in the last slide. Please go to 24th slide. We can see the coins.
No, it is not looking marriage type coins here. It is not
No,
visible.
sir. No, sir.
What is visible to you?
Last slide is visible.
Marriage type coins not visible?
No, sir. That is in 24 page number.
1 minute. 24. This is not visible?
Yes, sir. Now it is visible.
Now it is visible. Okay. This is marriage type coins. Is it visible now?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes. So this is marriage type coin. These coins have been issued by ruler Chandragupta first. This is the gold coin. In this gold coin, you can see the king is standing and the queen is in his right side. The image of the king and queen can be recognized by their body structure. And in near the elbow of the king, one inscription is written Chandra. It is quite clear there. So it is a coin of Chandragupta. And in the reverse part, you can see one deity, Durga, is sitting on the lion. So Durga is depicted on the coin, and it is a patronage of the Hinduism, patronage of Vaishnavism, patronage of Shaktism. So it is evident from the coins itself. And the word is written, one inscription you can see near the left hand of the deity, Lichavaya, written in the Sanskrit, and the script is Brahmi. So this is called Raja Rani type coin. It is called marriage coin, issued by the Chandragupta. Kumargupta and Skandagupta has also, in the later coins, this coin type is so original, some scholars do not believe that the coin were issued by him. There are so many controversies, but Chandragupta's name is there and his consort Kumar Devi is there. So name of Kumar Devi is also there, Chandragupta's name is there, and on the reverse side, it is written that Lichavaya. So it is evident here that he has made matrimonial relationship with the Gupta dynasty and Lichavi dynasty. There was an association between the Gupta dynasty and Lichavis. Lichavis were most powerful republican state at the time of Buddha. So it was a reputed dynasty. And Chandragupta has made matrimonial relationship with the Lichavi dynasty. He has got help from the Lichavis and expanded his empire near the Ganga Yamuna belt from the Ayodhya to the Prayagraj and near the Ganga Yamuna Doab. So this was the establishment of the Gupta dynasty on a very firm foundation with the help of Lichavis. So in the history, you can learn that matrimonial relationship with the reputed and powerful dynasties have also contributed in the laying of foundation of any dynasty. Chandragupta got help from the Lichavis and he has established a empire and his area has been expanded. Now he has taken the title Maharaja Dhiraj. He was the first person in his dynasty taken the title as Maharaja Dhiraj. Shivigupta was Maharaj, Ghatotkach was also Maharaj, but this Chandragupta first has taken the title Maharaja Dhiraj first time. So this is the starting. He has also attributed the issuance of Gupta era in 319 CE, 319 Common Era, 319 AD. The Gupta Samvat, Gupta era has been initiated and the credit is given to Chandragupta first. So we have to learn three things about the Chandragupta. He has issued gold coin of Rajarani type. He was the first person in the Gupta dynasty who has accepted the title Maharaja Dhiraj, and also he has started one era which is known as the Gupta era, and it is found in the later inscriptions and on the coins. Next one is Samudragupta. In this dynasty, another big ruler, very important ruler was Samudragupta. Samudragupta has ruled between 350 AD to 375 AD. 350 से 375 ईस्वी के बीच उसने राज्य किया. शर्मा जी एक लेक्चर में जुड़ा हूं मैं, अभी बात करता हूं थोड़ी देर में. तो अब when we talk about the Samudragupta, we have ample evidences about him. One is Prayag Prashasti. This is an inscription presently standing in the fort of Allahabad. It is written on the same pillar on which Mauryan ruler Ashoka has written his stone inscription, his pillar inscription. On the same pillar of Ashoka was standing in the Prayag area. Samudragupta has inscribed his script, his inscription on the same pillar which was established by Ashoka. Samudragupta has not erected any new pillar. He has inscribed those inscription on the Prayag pillar inscription of Ashoka. It is available. Ashoka's inscription is the Mauryan Brahmi and the Samudragupta's inscription is in the Gupta Brahmi. Whatever the questions are there, I will answer later on. So first of all, we have learnt about the Prayag pillar, which is evident for the Samudragupta's conquest, Samudragupta's character, Samudragupta's establishment of the power. This is the thing. Apart from that, one inscription has been found from Evan. Evan is in the Madhya Pradesh. One inscription is found from Evan, which shows that it was his Swabhog Vishay with his son, his grandsons. He visited Madhya Pradesh. The place was Evan. So the second inscription of Samudragupta is from Evan, Madhya Pradesh. And he has issued 6 types of coins. Garud coins, Garud type, Vyagrahanta type, Ashwamedh type, Dhanurdhari, bow and arrow type, Parshudhari, X, holding the X, Veena Vadak, playing the Veena. It is also on his coins. So coins, inscriptions, literature is available to know about Samudragupta. It is very interesting. One coin has been found of Gupta dynasty and on which one ruler was depicted as Kach. Between Chandragupta and Samudragupta, one coin has been received, which is in depiction of a king on the obverse, and the inscription is Kacho Gam Vajitya Kshitim Karma Bhirut Mev Divam Jayati. He conquered the heaven, and because of his good deeds, he attained the heaven. So it was a ruler known as Kach. Who was Kach? No information is available in the literature. No information is available in the inscriptions. So where we put the Kachgupta in the Gupta dynasty? Some people think that Chandragupta first have two sons. One is Kachgupta and one is Samudragupta. But Kach's coins are the similar to Samudragupta's coin. So some scholars believe that Kachgupta was the another name of Samudragupta. So there was a controversy that Kachgupta and Samudragupta have some struggle for the throne, and there was a conflict between them. So there is another theory, but some scholars believe that Kachgupta and Samudragupta were the same. Only one coin is available of Kachgupta. So now we are studying about Samudragupta. Samudragupta was a very important ruler of this dynasty. If you will read about the Prayag Prashasti, if you will have interest in Sanskrit, if you have some reading in Sanskrit, it is a very, very beautiful account written by Harishen on stone pillar. Prayag inscription. It is a praise of Samudragupta, written by his court poet Harishen. Very beautiful account written in Sanskrit. In the first verses, you will find some information that in his old age, Chandragupta first has organized one court. In his court, he elected his grandson Samudragupta as a king. And he invited him and declared Samudragupta as his successor. So Samudragupta has got the throne from his father Chandragupta. He was the son of Chandragupta and Kumar Devi, who were depicted on the coin I have shown earlier. So Samudragupta was the son of Chandragupta and Lichavi princess Kumar Devi. His inscription tells us about his conquest also. It is very interesting. If I will speak about the Samudragupta, I can speak for 2 to 3 hours for the Samudragupta. It is very interesting account. First of all, we get the information about getting the throne. He received the throne from his father, Chandragupta first. And then he started his victories. We know about the verses of Prayag Prashasti, the pillar inscription of Allahabad. Allahabad pillar inscription speaks about the first war of Aryavart. Aryavart is the North Indian area, North India. In the Aryavart, he has started his military expeditions. What was his military expedition? Prayag Prashasti writes that he has defeated Achyut Nagsen Ganpati Nag. Kshanad Unmulyacyut Nagsen Ganpati Nag Dandev Grahatev Kot Kuljam Pushpa Ve Kiridata. It is written in beautiful Sanskrit. Kshanad Unmulyacyut Nagsen Ganpati Nag Dandev Grahatev Kot Kuljam Pushpa Ve Kiridata. बहुत ही सुंदर चीज है. In minutes, he has defeated Achyut, Nagsen, and Ganpati Nag. These were regarded as Naga kings of northern India. In northern India, Mathura, Gwalior area was, and Vidisha. These three areas were known for the Naga rulers. So first of all, he started his expeditions and defeated Achyut, Nagsen, and Ganapati Nag, 3 rulers. And Dandev Grayatev Kot Kuljam Pushpa Ve Kvidata. His enemy was Kot Kulaj. Kot Kulaj was another king of North India, and Samudragupta defeated him. After returning to his capital, he made a achievement. He made and celebrated his achievements in his capital. This is written in these verses. Shanad Unmulyachut Nagsen Ganapati Nag, Dandev Grayatev Kot Kuljam Pushpa Ve Kvidata. Afterwards, he started his expedition towards South India. So we know about the 12 rulers. It is written in the Samudragupta's Prayag Prashasti that he defeated 12 rulers and other rulers of South India. He started his military expeditions. Whatever the names: Kausalak Mahendra, Mahakantarak Vyagravaj, Koralak Mantaraj, Peshtapurak, Kausalak Mahendra, Mahakantarak Vyagravaj, Koralak Mantaraj, Peshtapurak Mahendragiri, Kotturak Swamidat, Evandapallak Daman, Kanchayak Vishnugop, Kanchi ka Vishnugop, अवमुक्तक नीलराज, व्यंग्ययक हस्तिवर्मन, पालक कोग्रसेन, कोस्थलपुरक धनंजय, प्रभृति सर्व दक्षिणापथ राजग्रहण मोक्षानुग्रह जनित प्रतापोन मिश्र महाभागस्य. साउथ इंडिया के जितने रूलर्स थे, he has defeated these 12 rulers, but they were situated very far from his empire. So he has taken a different policy towards them. It is very interesting to know that 12 rulers and other rulers have been mentioned in the Prayag Prashasti. Kosalak Mahendra, this was South Koshal. It is in Chhattisgarh. Mahakantarak Vyagraraj, this area is in the present day Bastar. If you will start from the Bihar and Uttar Pradesh, if you will run towards the south, Chhattisgarh will come. Thereafter, this Bastar area will come. And thereafter, we will enter in the southern part. So, Kosal, Mahakantar, Peshtapur, Kanchi, Avmukt, Devrashtra, Maharashtra, these areas have been taken in his control, but it is a very far away areas. So he has taken a different policy. He has given the supremacy. He has given a chance to them to surrender over him, and he has returned their empire, their kingdom to them, and taken some taxes from them. Prabhati sarva dakshina path Raj Grahan Mokshanugraha Janit Pratapon Mishra Mahabhagasya. This is written in Prayag Prashasti. His policy was, he has imposed his supremacy over them and then returned their kingdom to them to rule in the area, received some taxes and returned to his empire. So this is the policy towards the southern rulers. So this was the thing. When we will get an opportunity, we will discuss the kings of these 12 rulers in the South India. Kosalak Mahendra, Mahakantarak Vyagravaraj, Koralak Mantaraj, Peshtapurak Mahendragiri, Kotturak Swamidat, Evandapallak Daman, Kanchayak Vishnugop, Avmuktak Nilraj, Vengayak Hastivarman, Palak Kogresen, Devrashtrak Kuber, Kostalpurak Dhananjay. Prabhati means etc. These rulers were in the Dakshinapath. Dakshinapath means the south area. So this is the conquest in the southern area. And thereafter he has returned to the north area again, and he defeated 12 rulers. The names are mentioned in the Prayag Prashasti. Rudradev, Matil, Nagdatt, Chandravarma, गणपति नाग, नागसेन. इस तरह से we know about the rulers of the Naga dynasty. Again, in the North India, he has made a military expedition and defeated Rudradev, Matil, Nagdatt, Chandravarma, Ganpati Nag, Achyut, Nandi, Balvarma, or Nagsen. Most of the rulers belong to the Naga dynasty. He defeated them, received the taxes, and taken the control of these kingdoms in his direct control because they are in his administrative empire. This is the scenario we know from the Allahabad pillar inscriptions. In the comment box, you can see that 33 lines are there written by Harishen. It gives the account of the political conquest of the Samudragupta and also about the cultural characteristics of Samudragupta. I will discuss it later. And after that, first Aryavarth first war. Shanad Unmulyachyut Nagsen Ganpati Nag. Thereafter, 12 kings of South India. Then again Aryavarth second war, and the names of the Rudradev, Matil, Nagdatt, Chandravarma, Ganpati Nag, Nagsen, Achyut, Nandi, Balvarma. These 9 rulers were there in the north again. Thereafter, Harishen mentioned that Paricharki Krat Sarvatvik Rajas. What Samudragupta has done? He has made the tribes and the persons who were residing in the forest area as his servant. Paricharki Krat. He has made them servant. Paricharki Krat Sarvatvik Rajasya. Atvik means the people who were residing in the forest. So the dynasties in the forest, the king in the forest were taken in the control by Samudragupta. Afterwards, Harishen writes, it is very beautiful account. Harishen writes about the border areas. We can get an idea that in the 4th century AD, what were the border dynasties in India? Harishen writes about Samudragupta's empire. Listen, it is very beautiful account. Samtat, Davak, Kamarup, Nepal, Kartvipuradi Pratyantanapatibhir. Samtat. These are in the Assam area, northeast region. Samtat, Davak, Kamrup. Kamrup is also Assam area. Davak, it is in Bangladesh, Chatgaon area. Davak. Samtat, Davak, Kamrup, Nepal. Kartvipuradi, Kumayu area. Pratyant Nraptibhi. Pratyant means who were on the border, who were in the border area. Samtat, Davak, Kamarup, Nepal, Kartvipuradi, Pratyant Nraptibhi. Thereafter, he talks about the western area. You can see the geography in the Prayag inscription. Geography of ancient India can be seen, and what were the rulers and what are the political system in those areas. He writes about the western India now. Malav, Arjunayan, Yodhe, Madrak, Abhir, Prarjun, Sankanik, काक खर परिकादिभिश्च सर्व आज्ञा करण pranam agaman. Those rulers were following his rule. Who were the rulers? Samtat, Davak, Kamarup, Nepal, Kartripuradi, Pratyant Naptibih. Malav, Arjunayan, Madrak, Abhir, Prarjun, Sankanik, Kak, Kharparikadivishch. What they are doing? Sarv Kar Dan Agya. They were paying the taxes to Samudragupta and following his rule. Sarv Kar Dan Agya. Karan. Pranam Agaman. And they were coming in his court to pay their respect. Pranam Agaman. So they were in the control of Samudragupta. It is told by Harishen in the Allahabad pillar inscription, Prayag Prashasti. Afterwards, he said about the northwest. What were going on the northwest that time? Harishen writes, Paritoshit Prachand Shasanasya. His extreme power has been expanded in the northwestern region. How? Devaputra Shahi Shahanushahi Shak Murundeha Sangalakadibhishya Sarva Dvipavasibhiha Atmanivedan Kanyopayandan Garut Madan Kaswa Vishay Bhukti Shasan Yachnadyupaye Seva Krit Bahuviryam Prasavadharni Bandasya Prithviyam Prathivatasya. Harishen writes that Devaputra Shahi Shahanushahi Shak Murund. These are the Kidar Kushanas and Shak rulers ruling in the northwest and the western area of the then India. In the Gupta dynasty, Devaputra, Shahi, Shahanushahi, Shak and Murundas were ruling in the northwest part and the western part. What Samudragupta has done? Devaputra Paritoshit Prachanda Shasanasya Devaputra Shahi Shahanushahi Shak Murundeha. In the northern India, northwest India, western India, he has expanded his supremacy. And in the southern India, what has done? Singhal Kadibhishya. Singhal means Sri Lanka nowadays. Dweep, Adi Dweep, Singhal Kadibhishya, Sarva Dweepa Vasibhiya. Andaman Nicobar Island and the Lakshadweep Island have also in his influence. How it is and what were his policy towards them? Atmanivedan Kanyopayandan. They were giving the tributes to the Samudragupta and they were offering their princess to Samudragupta for marriage. So they have made some matrimonial relationship with Samudragupta. Atmanivedan Kanyopayandan. They have requested Samudragupta and given their princess, their daughters to Samudragupta for marriages. Atmanivedan Kanyopayandan Garut Madank Swa Vishay Bhukti Shasan Yajnadyupaye Seva Krit Bahu Viryam Prasaradharni Bandasya Prithviyam Prathivatasya. His power has been expanded to these Dvipas and Singlas, and they have requested for the seal of the Gupta Empire, which is embodied with the Garuda. Garud is the king of the all the pakshis and all the pigeons. So Garud is also there in the Gupta seal. So it is also mentioned that they have requested their supremacy, Gupta's supremacy over them with the Garud pillar and Garud seal. It is also evident in the inscriptions, in the coins, we find Garud in the coins also. And in the Prayag Prashasti, we are finding Garut Madank Swa Vishay Bhukti Shasan. In their district, in their states, the seal of Garud was prevalent at that time. In my exploration in the Madhya Pradesh, I found some seals of Mahadandanayakas in Evan, and they belong to the Gupta dynasty. So in my exploration also, I have also got some sealings of Gupta Mahadandanayakas. Mahadandanayakas were the big officers of army officers and police officers in the Gupta dynasty. They were also attributed for the justice. So for police, army and justice, they have given the responsibility. So they have issued their seals. I have in my personal collection, it is written on them, Mahadandanayakasya Sri Vattagallisya. Vattagalli was a officer who has issued one seal and sealing. And another sealing is available in our museum. It is Mahadandanayakas Sri Sinhanandisya. So Mahadandanayak was a post in the Gupta dynasty. Khadyat Pakik was a post. Kumara Matya was a post. and Mahadandanayak was the another important post. So Samudragupta has not only conquered all these in regions and kingdoms, he has established a administration in which Sandhi Vigrahik, Khadyat Pakik, Kumaramatya, Mahadandanayak were ruling in the Bhuktis and Vishayas. This was the scenario of political dimensions of Samudragupta's empire. So Samudragupta has made some military expeditions, and we know about that with the help of this Prayag inscriptions also. Some of the mentions are there where Deva Rakshit is attributed to visit the south and also made some matrimonial relationship. So from Puranas we know about the conquest of Samudragupta, and the Prayag Prashasti is the only account through which we have an idea about the military expeditions of Samudragupta done inside the India, written by Harishen in 33 lines. It is very important account. One coin has been found where Ashwamedh Yagya, Ashwamedh Parakrama is mentioned. So Samudragupta has also organized one Ashwamedh Yagya, Ashwamedh sacrifices after his conquest. So it is evident from his coins. He has issued 6 type of coins: Garud coin type, Vyagra Nihanta type, Ashwamedh type, Dhanurdhavi type, Parshudhavi type, and Veena Vadak type. Now we have to see about the character and the personality of Samudragupta. Prayag Prashasti says, Nishit Vidagda Mati Gandharva Laliteha Vidat Tridashapati Guru Tumbaru Narada Deha Vidvajjano Upajivyane Kavya Kriyabhiha Pratishthit Kaviraj Shabdasya. Samudragupta was a learned person. He has written some poems. He has been compared with Narad, Brahaspati, Tumbaru, and he has a ability like a poet who can earn their livelihood by poem itself. So it was his character and his personality. And it is also shown on the coin, the Veena Vadan coin. I can show you some coins of Samudragupta also. So here, some of the coins of Gupta dynasty. Samudragupta has also issued some golden coins. So it is also evident from the coins of Samudragupta. Here you can see this is the marriage type coin of Chandragupta. First we have already seen. Some of the coins we can see of Samudragupta too. Here you can, it is visible. Yeah, playing Veena.
Yes,
Here
sir,
you
sir,
can
visible.
see Samudragupta is playing Veena, and the queen is also there, and name is written. Those who can read the Brahmi script, it is clearly shown in the reverse. You can read it.
Sir,
Samudragupta.
it is in the slide number 12, sir. You need to go to 12 slide number.
Yes, yes, it is slide number 12. You can see slide number 12. Is it visible
Correct.
to you?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, here you can see slide number 12. Samudragupta is playing Veena. And the queen is also sitting on the platform, and Samudragupta word is written. So it is very important coin of Samudragupta. Some hunting types have already been issued by the Gupta rulers, like Tiger Slayer type. Chandragupta II issued Lion Slayer. I will discuss it later. Kumargupta has also issued, and unique coin is available in Lucknow Museum. So Chandragupta II attacking on a lion. Kumargupta first coin, we will discuss it later. So these are the hunting type coins. You can see that bow is in the hand of the king. He is taking the string in his another hand. other hand, and the lion and tiger is showing on the coin. The deity can also be seen on the rivers, and in another coins you can see the hunting scenes. So these are the golden types of Gupta rulers. It is very important. Riding on horse type coins are the later dynasties and later rulers. The riding on elephant is another type we will discuss in the case of Kumar Gupta. So here you can see that how these golden coins have been issued by the rulers. Dakshina type coins, reverse coins, goddesses have been depicted on the coins. What is the statistics? Gupta's silver coins have already been issued. Silver coins have been issued by the Chandragupta II. We will discuss it soon. So the time is short, so I am not going details of the coins. I am discussing today only the dynasty. So we can learn about the kings. Who were the kings? So we have started from Shrigupt, then Ghatotkach Gupt, then Chandragupta first, then Kachgupt, then Samudragupt, and after Samudragupt, we got some information about Ramgupt. Ramgupt was a Gupta king or not? He was a historical figure or not? It was a matter of discussion for such a long time. In Devi Chandraguptam of Vishakadatt, Banabhatta's Harshacharit, Rajshekhar's Kavya Mimamsa, Bhojadev's Shrangar Prakash, Shankaracharya's Harshacharit Tika, and Majmul ut Tawarik, we know about Ramgupt. Ramgupt was a not a big king. He has been defeated by the Shakas, and he has signed a treaty that he will surrender his wife Swamini to the Shak ruler. But his younger brother Chandragupta was not happy with this decision. He went in the camp of the Shakas. He killed the Shak ruler, and thereafter he has usurped the throne of the Magdas and Guptas, and Chandragupta II got the supremacy over the throne of the Gupta dynasty. So he has taken the throne from Ramgupta. So Ramgupta was a weak king in the Gupta dynasty. What is the historicity? It has been proven by the different type of inscriptions like Sanjan Tamrapatra, Kembe Tamrapatra, Sangli Tamrapatra, Durjanpur inscriptions of three Jain Tirthankaras. So I am not going in the detail, but here time is very short. So I am touching the names of the kings only. So next important king was Chandragupta II. He is also known as Vikramaditya. His period was 375 CE to 415 CE. 375 AD to 415 AD. He is known as Vikramaditya. So from Kalidas, from Fayan, from Mathura inscription, from Udaygiri inscription, from Garhwa inscription, from Sanchi inscription, we know about Chandragupta II. He was a son of Samudragupta and Datta Devi. He has made matrimonial relationships with the Nagas. He has got married with Kuber Naga. He was a Nag princess. He has arranged a marriage of his daughter Prabhavati Gupta with Vakatak king Rudra Singh II, and he has made some supremacy over Maharashtra region with the help of this matrimonial relationship. In Karnataka also, he made some matrimonial relationship. His son Kumar Gupta first has been got married with a princess of Kadamba dynasty. So he has matrimonial relationship with the Kadamba dynasty of Karnataka. Mayur Sharma was the founder of that dynasty, and that was a dynasty known in the south, very reputed dynasty, Kadamba dynasty. So Chandragupta II has matrimonial relationship with the Naga dynasty, with the Vakatak dynasty, and with the Kadamba dynasty. And he made his position very strong. He was the strongest ruler in the Gupta dynasty. He is known as Shakari. He defeated Shakas. We know that he defeated Shakas and got the throne from the Ramgupta. So Ramgupta was a weak ruler. He has saved the Dhru-Swamini. Later on, he got married with Dhru-Swamini, and Dhru-Swamini was his another queen. So Chandragupta II has expanded his territory towards the Gujarat, Kathiawar region. In Gujarat and Kathiawar region, Shak rulers were there. They have issued silver coins. So in the Gupta dynasty, first time Chandragupta also issued silver coins in the same pattern as Shakas have issued. So it is very important thing that Chandragupta II has issued silver coins too in the style of the Shakas. So these coins are available in the Allen's catalog, and in internet also you can see the silver coins of Chandragupta and also the gold coins of Chandragupta II. So this military expedition against Shakas is an important event of Chandragupta II's rule. We know about the Mathura inscription, Udaygiri inscription, Garhwa inscription, Sanchi inscription, that how the Chandragupta has expanded his empire. Virsen was his subordinate, Sankanik Maharaj was his subordinate. It is known from the Udaygiri inscription. So these are the things. And his territory has been expanded towards Gujarat. So he got control on the overseas trade also. So the economic condition of the Gupta ruler have already been very strong due to this maritime trade also. So this was the thing. And the Meherali iron pillar inscription nearby the Qutub Minar, that pillar has not been rusted yet. There is no rusting in that iron pillar. It is standing in the open area. But what was the metallurgy of that time? That iron has not yet been rusted. And some conquest of a Chandra is depicted on that pillar. That Chandra is deciphered and that Chandra is identified with Chandragupta II. So that iron pillar of Mehroli near Qutub Minar in Delhi is attributed to Chandragupta II. This is also an important thing in the reign of Chandragupta. After Chandragupta, Kumargupta was the ruler. Kumargupta ruled from 415 AD to 455 AD. What was the speciality of the Kumargupta region? He has taken up the big empire from his ancestors. He controlled very effectively the whole area. The Mansoor inscription of Bandhu Varma of Kumargupta's period says, what it is said? Chatuha Samudrant Vilol Mekhlam. कैसा है ये इंडिया? How was the territory? Chatuha Samudrant Vilol Mekhlam. The ocean is like a belt of this land. Chatuha Samudrant Vilol Mekhlam. Sumeru Kelas Vrahat Payodharam. हम भारत माता की जो बात करते हैं, we talk about the Indian deity like Bharat Mata. So how this Bharat Mata was? Chatuh Samudrant Vilol Mekhlam, जिसकी कर धनी, जिसकी जो ऑर्नामेंट है वो समुद्र बनाता है, और सुमेरु और कैलाश उनके स्तन मंडल हैं. सुमेरु कैलाश वृहत पयोधर हैं. वनांत वांत स्फुट पुष्पहासिनीम कुमार गुप्ते पृथ्वीम प्रशासति. This was the territory of Kumargupta. Kumargupta retained the whole empire he has received from Samudragupta and Chandragupta II. So it is the Kumar Gupta also established the Nalanda Mahavihar and the university which is known in the ancient India. He has also patronized those Buddhist pilgrims who have visited in Nalanda. So he has attributed in the monasteries of Nalanda have been constructed at the time of Kumar Gupta first. So it is also an achievement. He was a he has given the patronage to Buddhism, Vaishnavism, Shaivism, Shaktism. So he was a very liberal ruler and he retained the whole empire. So it is the thing. At the time of Kumar Gupta, Hun, Hun were the barbaric communities coming from the Central Asia. They attacked on the Gupta Empire, but Kumar Gupta sent his son Iskand Gupta for resistance. Dolbhya dharaha kampitaha, Hunar agats tast. When Hun were come in the dynasty, there was a turmoil. Kumar Gupta sent his son for resistance and Shitishtal Shainiye Yen Nita Triyama. Iskandagut defeated those Hunas and saved his empire. So the another ruler was Kumar Gupta's son, Iskandagut. Iskandagut was also important ruler. What are the political activities of that time? Iskandagut ruled from 455 AD to 467 AD. It is known from the Iskandagut Kahom inscription, Bhitri inscription. It is well known that how he has defeated the Hunas and Pushyamitras. So it is the defeat of Pushyamitras, defeat of Hunas, defeat of Nagas is evident from the Iskandagut. One Junagadh inscription is also there. Ashok has made a pond in Sudarshan Jheel was made by Ashoka. Chandragupta Maurya was also made that. Ashoka has expanded that. And Rudra Daman, one Shakshatrap kings was there. Mahakshatrap Rudra Daman has maintained those ponds. And Skandagupta has also made some modification in that pond. So he was also very, very sympathized towards the population of his subject, his empire. So he has also made some works for the irrigation and the water conservation work, which is evident from the Sudarshan Jheel. So this was the achievement of Skandagupta. Later on, because of the Huna's expeditions, because of the Pushyamitra's expeditions, because of the weak rulers of the later rulers of these dynasties, Gupta dynasty has declined later on. What was the causes? The Pushyamitras, a warlike tribe, gave the first striking blow to the Gupta Empire. Hunas, nomadic tribe who originally lived in the Central Asia, they attacked on the Gupta Empire. It accelerated the fall of the empire. The weakness of the central authority made the feudatories like Matrikas of Vallabhi, Vardhanas of Thaneshwar, Mokhris of Kannauj, Godas of Bengal, and Yashovarman of Mandsaur asserted their independence. This gave a death blow to the political unity of the Gupta Empire. The successors of Skandagupta were weak and incompetent. They failed to maintain their hold firmly over the empire. The dissensions among the royal princes ultimately weakened the Guptas. Trade with Roman Empire declined due to the Hun attack on the Roman Empire. Granting land assignments to the officers in lieu of the salaries resulted in the loss of income to the state. And much of the income was spent on the suppressing the uprising of the Pushyamitras and Hunas. So these were the reason that Gupta dynasty declined. The later rulers were known as Purugupta, ruled from 467 to 476, Kumargupta 473 AD, Buddhgupta 477 to 493 AD, Narsinhagupta Baladitya, Bhanugupta, Vanyagupta, Kumargupta II, Kumar Gupta III, and Vishnu Gupta was the last Gupta ruler. So this is the whole Gupta dynasty I have discussed in brief. What are the contribution to Indian culture? They witnessed the remarkable development in the field of literature, education, matchless development. Sanskrit language became prominent during the Gupta period. Brahmi script has been illustrated in the various inscriptions. Numerous work in classical Sanskrit came to be written in the form of epic, lyrics, drama, prose, and poetry. Samudragupta himself was a great poet and patronized Harishan. And it is in the court of Chandragupta II. Celebrated personalities were there, like Kalidas, and other works have already been done. In the Malvikagni Mitram, we know Raghuvansh, Kumar Sambhavam, Abhigyan Shakuntalam, Amar Kosh, Kam Sutra. These were written, and Puranas have already been compiled in that area. And we know about the Nalanda Mahavihar, Varaha Mihir. Honorable Vice Chancellor has recently mentioned about Sushrut, Aryabhat, Varahamihir, mathematician, astrologer, Dahat Samhita was written, Yog Shastra, Panch Siddhantika was written, Dahat Samhita was written, Brahmagupta was a famous mathematician of that time, Vagbhatta, Charak, Sushrut were written their account. So this was the celebrated, and Buddhist education center Nalanda was flourished in that time. So this was the beauty of the Gupta Empire, and that is why the Gupta Empire and Gupta dynasty is attributed as the classical age, golden age of Indian history. So thank you very much. This was a brief account of Gupta dynasty. We have learnt about the rulers, their political achievements, and their cultural achievements. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir.
धन्यवाद.
I request Professor Basavaraj Donur, sir, Honorary President Dharwad Katte, to give his observations on the session and also on the series. Sir, please.
Good evening, Prakash. Prakash, am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible, sir. Please.
Good evening to Dharwad Katte viewers. Professor Pattu Satyanarayana, sir, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Central Institute of Karnataka in his absentia. Professor Alok Shrotriya, Director of Academics and Professor of History, Ancient Indian History, Indira Gandhi National Tribal University, Amarkantak. I must thank Professor Alok Shrotriya, who has been my good friend for the last 1 decade and who was my very good colleague in Indira Gandhi Tribal University for 4 years. I was very happy to listen to him and see him on the Dharwad platform. And I remember the quality time that I spent with him in IGNTU discussing academics, research, traveling together and visiting the places. I'm also very happy to see a lot of my IGNTU colleagues working in IGNTU and working in several other universities across India, like Dr. Divya, Dr. Harit Meena, and others. It was a complete lecture. It was a wholesome lecture, and it was very comprehensive, very detailed, and full of insights. I'm not a student of history, although I studied history at my BA for 3 years as a minor subject. Later on, I lost my touch with history, but I'm a student of literature, and a student of literature should have a good knowledge of history so that he can do justice to the texts. I have only 1 minute. I have very less to add to what he has said, because Professor Shrotriya is a historian of national international repute, a professor of history, and he has a lot of expertise in ancient Indian literature. I have only one thing to say, and so that you can interact with Professor Shrotriya for another 15 to 20 minutes. And the British have left, but the British mind is still there in all of us. They taught us how to hate our own culture and our own heritage and discard our own empires. and we have learned this from the British. We are not interested in ancient Indian literature, culture, history, language, poetics, sculpture, and so on. And we have somehow developed a taste for our own heritage and our own culture, which is very unfortunate. And we have to relearn it and de-learn it and relearn. We have to relearn. And the aim of the Dharwad Katte in arranging this lecture series is to revisit Indian classical, ancient Indian dynasties. Professor Alok Shrotriya has given a very brilliant talk on the Gupta dynasty. See, and he drew our attention to a lot of things about the dynasty, how rich it was in terms of culture, language, literature, sculpture, and so on. So we were told that Indians did not have, or ancient Indian kings did not have the concept of nation or nationhood. Their concept of nationhood was very limited. But this is wrong. This is wrong because they had a very strong sense of nation and nationalism. There were political divisions. But culturally, religiously, linguistically, we were one. India was one single nation. And but the British have taught us that India was not a nation at all, and Indians were never united, and they didn't have culture and civilization, and whatever we had in the past, it was of no use, and it was very bad and barbaric and so on. But we have classical literature. We have Kalidas, we have Veda. I mean Valmiki, and so on, the Ramayana, the Mahabharata. So we should remember what Dr. B.R. Ambedkar has said. If you forget history, you cannot create anything. So let us try to understand our own history, ancient Indian history, medieval history, modern history from a new perspective, and let us try to understand their concept of India, nation, and nationhood, so that we can use it as a basis to develop new ideas and new concepts. With this, I conclude. And next week, we are arranging 3 programs. On the 5th of this month, we have the celebration of Teachers' Day, and the first issue of Dharwad Katte's Kannada journal called Purusha Katte, we are releasing on the 5th of this month. And Professor V.S. Mali and Professor Shashidhar Todkar will be the chief guests. And Saturday we have a regular program, and next Sunday again at 6 o'clock we have second lecture on the Maurya dynasty. Yeah, the Maurya dynasty by Harit Meena. Harit Meena was also our colleague in Indira Gandhi National Tribal University, American Tech. At present, he is working as an associate professor in Central University of Punjab, and I request all the viewers of Dharwad Katte to attend these lecture series. We have one lecture series on revisiting ancient Indian dynasties. We have one more lecture in Kannada starting from 16th of this month on World Day to Philosophers. So I request all of you to attend all the programs that we are conducting both in English and Kannada. Thank you so much. Over to Prakash. Prakash, you can continue discussion.
Thank you, sir.
For another 15 minutes.
Thank you so much. Thank you, sir. I also request our viewers, our listeners to visit Dharwad Katte official website, that is www.dharwadkatte.com. You will get all the information about our journal, about all the programs, and also both the series in Kannada and English. Now the platform is open for discussion. Viewers, our listeners can interact with our resource person, Professor Alok Shrotriya. The viewers can directly interact with Professor Alok Shrotriya.
Good evening, sir. मैं सबसे पहले
Yes,
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 sir.
please.
आलोक श्रोत्रिया जी को बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद देना चाहता हूँ कि आई एम नॉट
धन्यवाद।
fluent in English, but I will try my level best to talk with you, sir. This is a good platform to you. आप समुद्रगुप्त के साधन के बारे में और उनके व्यक्तित्व के बारे में ज्यादा से जानकारी दे दिए हैं। और समुद्रगुप्त ने डॉक्टर वीए स्मिथ जी के अनुसार समुद्रगुप्त भारत का नेपोलियन जैसे कहा है। ये इसका लक्ष्य क्या है कि इडी यानी विश्व को जीतने की इरादा था समुद्रगुप्त का। इनकी अवधि में शायद आपने आप ही कहा है कि गोल्डन ईरा कह सकते हैं कि जो इसके और इसके बारे में पहली को कुमार गुप्त और स्कंद गुप्त के बारे में और गुप्त डायनेस्टी कैसे उगम हुआ और कैसे इसकी साम्राज्य विस्तार के पहलुओं के आप बताए हैं और गुप्त डायनेस्टी कैसे अवनति हुआ है और गुप्त डायनेस्टी से हमें क्या देन दिए हैं यानी साहित्यिक देन और इसका शिलाशासन कहाँ पे यानी इलाहाबाद में भी इसका शिलाशासन हमें मौजूद है। शायद इसके साथ और इस काल में जो आडಳಿत यानी एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन कैसे किए थे इसके बारे में भी आप ज्यादा जानकारी दिए हैं। ये इतिहास पढ़ने वाले छात्रों के लिए आप बहुत मार्गदर्शक बन चुके हैं और मैं भी इतिहास छात्र बनकर ही आपकी जो उपन्यास सुना हूं, जो इस प्लेटफॉर्म में आए हुए सभी को धन्यवाद देते हुए आपको भी आलोक की इसके शायद आप एक यूनिवर्सिटी के प्रोफेसर हैं, आप हमें जो मार्गदर्शन दिए हैं इसके साथ और एक नया जो हमें गुप्त डायनेस्टी है और इसके साथ बहुत सारे हमारे देश को एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन किए हैं जैसे मौर्य, कुषाण, वाकटास, थानेश्वर, संगमयुग, पल्लवास, कदंबा, गंगास, चालुक्यास, राष्ट्रकूटास, कल्याण चालुक्यास, चोलास जैसे बहुत सारे लोग हमारे वंशजों ने हमारे भारत की जो आडಳಿत किए हैं यानी एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन किए हैं, जो इस विषय के बारे में ज्यादा जानकारी दिए हुए आपको सभी की तरफ से धन्यवाद देना चाहता हूं सर। धन्यवाद धन्यवाद धन्यवाद।
धन्यवाद नागराजू साहब, और बहुत अच्छी बातें आपने कही। और देखिए ये जो ब्रिटिश हिस्टोरियन थे जैसे लाइक विंसेंट स्मिथ, उनकी कोशिश ये थी कि भारत में ये साबित करना कि भारत हमेशा से आक्रमणकारियों के द्वारा पद दलित रहा है। तो वो ये साबित करना चाहते थे कि यहाँ पे शक आए, कुषाण आए, और भी प्रकार की जो हुन आए, मंगोल आए, तुर्क आए, इन्होंने यहाँ पे शासन किया, उसी तरह से हम आए हैं और हम यहाँ शासन कर रहे हैं। तो उनका मुख्य उद्देश्य था भारतीयों को नीचा दिखाना, भारतीयों को ये बताना कि उनको तो अपना शासन करने का ढंग ही नहीं है, तो उनको वो ये बताना नहीं चाहते थे। दूसरा, वो जो तुलना करते हैं बड़ी ही अप्रासंगिक तुलना है। समुद्रगुप्त की तुलना नेपोलियन के साथ हो ही नहीं सकती, क्योंकि नेपोलियन एक बहुत बाद का शासक है जो फ्रांस में शासन कर रहा है, इसलिए उसको इंडियन नेपोलियन तो कहना ही नहीं चाहिए। बड़ी ही गलत तुलना है। इट इज ए रॉन्ग कंपैरिजन डन बाय द विंसेंट स्मिथ। विंसेंट स्मिथ ने जो बात कही सरासर गलत बात है, क्योंकि समुद्रगुप्त राज कर रहा है 350 एडी में, और ये आपका फ्रेंच में आप जाकर के देखेंगे तो बहुत ही लेटर पीरियड में जाकर के 17th-18th सेंचुरी तक जाकर के आप जाकर के नेपोलियन को देखते हैं। तो नेपोलियन बहुत बाद में जाकर के हो रहा है, लगभग 1500 साल का अंतर इनके बीच में आ जाता है, 1200 साल का अंतर आ जाता है। इसलिए नेपोलियन को समुद्रगुप्त कहते विंसेंट स्मिथ तो बात थी, तब वो स्वीकार करते भारत की शक्ति को, भारत के पराक्रम को, भारत की मेधा को, भारत की प्रज्ञा को, भारत की ताकत को और भारत के प्रभाव को। तो हमको ये कहना चाहिए कि अगर कुछ है तो फ्रांस का जो नेपोलियन है वो समुद्रगुप्त है वहां का। समुद्रगुप्त की तुलना नेपोलियन से नहीं हो सकती, और विंसेंट स्मिथ ने जो तुलना की है उसका कोई आधार नहीं है। समुद्रगुप्त कभी पराजित नहीं हुआ, जबकि नेपोलियन पराजित हुआ। इस अर्थ में देखें तो इस तरह की अप्रासंगिक तुलनाएं उनको करना नहीं चाहिए। लेकिन ब्रिटिश जो थे वो भारत को नीचा दिखाना चाहते थे, भारत की प्रज्ञा को नीचा दिखाना चाहते थे, भारत के लोगों को नीचा दिखाना चाहते थे। इस तरह से इस प्रकार की त्रुटिपूर्ण संज्ञाएं वो दिया करते थे। तो निश्चित रूप से नागराजू साहब, आपने बहुत अच्छी बात की, और जो तुलना विंसेंट स्मिथ ने की है, तो उनकी तुलनाओं का प्रतिकार करने के लिए, उनकी तुलनाओं को गलत साबित करने के लिए हम लोग धारवाड़ कट्टे जैसे प्लेटफॉर्म पे रिविजिट कर रहे हैं एंशिएंट इंडियन हिस्ट्री को। मैं बसवराज डोनूर जी का, प्रकाश जी का, नागराज जी का, वीरैया जी का, आप सभी का इसीलिए बहुत हार्दिक धन्यवाद करता हूं कि हमारी नई पीढ़ी को, अवर न्यू जनरेशन इज it is very essential to deliver these things to the new generations that our past was glorious, and our Samudragupta cannot be compared with any Napoleon. Samudragupta has established a big empire, and apart from the empire, he has made cultural development in the India. He has made contribution in the music. He has made contribution in the poetry. He has patronized the persons like the Sanskrit historians, Sanskrit poets. So it is a very big contribution of the Gupta rulers for the Shaivism, Shaktism, Buddhism, and the Hinduism and the Puranic religion. So in order to establish the roots of the Indian culture in the soil of India, Gupta rulers have contributed a lot. In the conquest of the Kushanas, after the Shakas, after the Kshatrapas, after the Shahratas, the Hinduism has again Shaivism, Vaishnavism, Hinduism, Shaktism, Buddhism, Jainism has planted their root with the help of the Gupta ruler. So Gupta has a big contribution in the history of India. So Nagaraj ji has properly mentioned all the cultural events, and as a interested person in the Indian history, his remarks are also very valuable to me, and I have also learned a lot from the lecture of the Honorable Vice Chancellor and Basavadar Donurji and Nagaraj ji. I am very, very thankful to you all that I got an opportunity to express my views with you people. Thank you very much.
धन्यवाद सर, धन्यवाद.
Though our listeners would like to interact with our resource person, Professor Alok Shrotriya, but we are running out of time, and it is screening also. The live telecast is there on the website.
Prakash, can you take the last question if there is any? Last question?
Yes, sir. Yes.
If there is any short question.
We shall take up one last question. Any of our viewers would like to interact with Professor Alok Shrotriya? They can unmute their mic. Thank you. So we have come to the formal end of the session. As I already mentioned, kindly visit our official website www.dharwadkatte.com. We are sharing all the information, and also our WhatsApp groups. We have our Instagram page, Facebook page about Dharwad Katte. Kindly visit and you can get all the information. However, we have 3 to 4 WhatsApp groups also, including more than 500 members in each group. Dear all, hope you all have enjoyed almost 2 hours session. I take this opportunity to thank our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Vattu Satyanarayan Sir, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Central University of Karnataka, for inaugurating the series and also enlightening all of us. I also thank Professor Alok Shrotriya, who took us into a new way of thoughts through his talk. I also will thank Professor Basaraj Donur Sir, Honorary President Dharwad Katte, and also Dean Academic Central University of Karnataka, who made it possible these series and talks. Thank you so much, sir. I welcome the center of all these series, our viewers, our listeners, and also our media reporters who are making it possible to reach all the events through their electronic media and print media. I thank all the reporters. I also thank members Dharwad Katte for being with us. Thank you so much. We are meeting on September 5th, that is on a Tuesday, with the same link. And also, these two series, one in Kannada and one in English, will continue on every Saturdays and Sundays, respectively. Thank you so much. Good night. Stay safe.